All right, YouTube, I'm back at you with part 2 of the CR125 build, making this thing from a 2002, trying to make it look like a 2019, similar to the KX125 build. If you guys didn't follow along with this thing came out sweet. You can check out the whole series on the channel and a full playlist. If you go search KX125, you can see the full like 20 build series videos on it. But today's video is cleaning the parts, going over everything. Now that we have a nice day, I can break out the power washer, bring this thing outside, and power wash it, degrease it, get all this gunk and grime off from the inside here. I gotta take the linkage off, and then I will just pull this whole stand right outside. And then all these other parts over here, let's swing on in everything, all the brakes and stuff, I'm gonna put in the parts washer over here, which is currently heating up. It's got a heating element, a heating plate underneath here, which is then heating the bottom of it, heating the purple power, whatever simple green stuff, degreaser, which will, then you turn the pump on and it pumps out through that brush. You'll see, I'll fully explain what I'm doing. I'm gonna let that heat up for probably 30 minutes or so at about 350 degrees. Huge shout out to Cameron. If you don't follow him or watch his videos, Cameron Niemla. He's currently doing a CR125 build. Check him out. I'll leave his link in the description. He hooked it up with his parts washer last year for the KX build. It was really beneficial to everything, cleaning the parts and making them look new. Yeah, like I said, check him out. He goes into further detail on really how to fix your bike and work on specific things. So if you want to learn how to fix your bike, he's the man to watch. If you guys are new and you want to follow along with the build, make sure you're subscribed. Give the video a thumbs up if you're pumped to see how this thing's going to turn out and me finally getting to taking this thing apart after a few months of it sitting in the garage. Follow the build on Instagram before the vlogs come out. It's just at Project 2 Strokes, where I post all the pictures of what's going down as I'm taking the thing apart, so check it out. If you didn't see part 1, I'll leave a link down below, or it's in a full playlist. Once I finish everything, it'll be every step-by-step of me building this thing. So check out part 1 to see how I got to this point here. And without further ado, I'm going to quit talking, and I will start time-lapse and taking this thing apart, cleaning all the parts. Alright, so I got it down to frame. I'm not worried about it getting wet. As far as getting all this dirt and grime out, so I'm just going to soak with the power washer. I'll use this mag wheel cleaner spray down there, let it sit on there. And then I'll scrub it off with some SOS pads, Scotch-Brite, and some other stuff. And we'll go from there. Hot water might help a little bit in this case too, so we'll use that. This mag wheel cleaner is pretty much what's going to do most of the magic here and get all this grease and grime and years of kind of dirt sitting in there, making it look dull over time. So if you guys want to check this out, it's linked down below for any bike build you want to do. See in a minute what this can do and what it's going to do, along with the Scotch-Brite pads. Everything's linked down below if you want to check it out if you're doing your own bike build. You want to clean it up and make it look new. Now I'll just let that mag wheel cleaner sit on there for maybe 10 minutes or so. Then I'll scrub it down with the pads. Then I'll rinse it off, and then we'll see where I need to really hit harder and let it soak longer and scrub more. This will pretty much eat all the dirt and grime, or most of the bulk of it. The downfall to this stuff is it smells like rotten eggs and it's terrible. Just truck or car or whatever wheel cleaner, and pretty simple stuff. Also, as you guys have seen me talk about these Scotch-Brite pads, Cameron also sells these on his website. These also do the trick really good if you put it on a wheel and spin it and shine it, or just use it on the frame like scrubbing it. So I'll also leave his link where you can order it off of his website to get yours for this. Because these things are pretty thick and they last a lot longer than the other ones, and probably are the best thing to really clean the bike overall, to be honest. Because this is so bad, I got a couple different varieties of Scotch-Brite, the heavy duty and a medium and then a finer one here. So we'll start out with the heavy duty one. after scrubbing this thing for probably 45 minutes, letting the mag wheel cleaner soak on there for about 15 minutes, honestly, looks pretty good for just a quick little job. Obviously it needs, I'm gonna say, another hour to 2 hours to really fully scrub everything, get in every little crack down in there and really scrub all that rest of the grime off. I need some more heavy duty pads. The finer ones really aren't cutting it for all the thick and stuff that's been on there for so long, but looks pretty good. Let me know what you think in the comments. Overall, for the little amount of time, like I said, came out pretty good, I'd say. I'm gonna spray a little bit more on there, let it soak for a little bit, and then we'll move on to some of the other parts, and we'll get in that parts washer now that it's been heating up for a while. I'd recommend buying 2 of these because you're going to easily go through 1 bottle between cleaning a frame and all of the parts, and God forbid you want to do a little bit more. So as you saw, this stuff does wonders and really takes off all that crap. This has been heating up for over an hour now. It's steaming. I turned it down to like 250 degrees. It's just a Harbor Freight parts washer with simple green or simple purple power something degreaser you can get at any Lowe's or hardware store. I'll also link that down below along with everything else. We're gonna get all these parts together and start cleaning everything. There's the bulk of the parts. I'm gonna bring them outside, spray them down, let them sit, and then I'll bring them in here. I'll bring them in here and wash it with a degreaser, but that way it's not really mixing chemicals in there with that. I don't care about all these bearings. They're all getting replaced, so just spray everything down. As far as this parts washer goes, we'll turn the pump on and it's gonna pull water out the front, and then it just makes the cleaning process a little bit easier with the hot water on it. Really breaks it down. This stuff has sat in here for the past year since the 125 build, the KX build. Rinsing this one in the hot water. Typically, I'll put all the parts in this little container and then I'll dip it down and let it soak in the hot water for maybe 5-10 minutes, and then I'll take it out and brush everything off. That way it kind of breaks everything down a little bit better and just helps everything come off really easy. But as far as this goes, I can just rinse it and then brush all the crap off. Alright, so these parts that we're soaking, I'm just going to drop in the tank here, let them soak for a little bit longer. Even all the radiator hoses, everything pretty much I'm just going to drop in here. Alright, so if you couldn't already tell, the main purpose of the parts washer is pretty much just to get all the dirt and grime off of these parts. Some of them better than others. The longer you let it soak in the parts washer, the better it's really going to take it off. My pump thing kind of stopped working, assuming because the level's so low. I need to add it up on some degreaser, but I didn't have it for today. I kind of did a rough, the other radiator should be around here somewhere on the ground. It didn't get a whole ton off. I'm not going to worry about doing the rest in the parts washer, since all this stuff is pretty much going to get vapor honed and look new that way. This is pretty much just to show you the potential it has if you were to get your own parts washer and try to do this yourself. Like I said, the longer you let it soak in there, the better it's going to kind of disintegrate all the dirt and grease and grime off. There's the parts that are kind of just in the parts washer. It did take all the dirt off and all the grease and whatnot. Especially on the shock here, it looks way better than it did before. Maybe the fuel tank I might still throw in there just to get the bulk of this dirt off and grime, and then the air box here along with the air boot I might also put in there just to get the rest of that dirt off, so it's not kind of contaminating his system with all this nasty dirt. Probably gonna take this off too. I'll get all down in here and clean the majority of this dirt off. Hopefully bank it on another somewhat warm day where I can get outside and power wash some of this. It would just make it a lot easier than trying to do it inside here, but gotta work with what you got. And the weather we got right now sucks. But the next video here is probably gonna be making these parts looking somewhat similar to the Vapor Hone, using the Scotch-Brite wheels, which are down here, shining everything up and going through that process. The engine over here didn't really get very much off. Maybe gotta knock a little bit of the dirt off, but for the most part, this is all gonna be blasted, along with the swing arms pretty bad. I can do, the swing arms easier to do by hand, obviously, to get in all the little creases and crevices on here. It's not impossible, but it's very hard to do by hand and to get a little tool in there to do without something blasting it. So that'll come at a later point. I pretty much got the bulk of the dirt off for the most part anyways. That's all that I really cared about. Same thing with this. I gotta just scrape the rest of that off. Frame here came out super good after letting it soak for a while. Like I said, let me know in the comments what you think. I gotta take the pegs off, get these mounts done. But for what it is, for maybe, like I said, 45 minutes of work, doesn't look too bad. I'm still gonna shine it up, make it look not dull like it does now. Josh did say he could fit the whole frame in the vapor blasting cabinet, so might end up doing that just to get all the crevices and stuff out. It'll make my life a lot easier than trying to go in there by hand and getting every little piece perfect. But yeah, overall for doing this by hand, it didn't come out too bad, to be quite honest. Along with the pipe over here, that's gonna be a separate video, cleaning all that rust and grime off of this. This thing's pretty bad. Like I said, the main thing here that really helped is this mag wheel cleaner. If you wanna buy it, I know a couple of people said they couldn't find this. They couldn't find it like in stores or whatnot. So like I said, the link will be linked down below in the description. It'll make your life a little bit easier, along with the pads and everything. I know this was kind of a short little update build series video. I kind of want to split it into two parts of actually making the parts look kind of better than what they are now using the Scotch-Brite wheel. So stay on the lookout for that video, probably coming possibly on Sunday. Cap this video off here. If you guys have any tips or tricks or whatever on this bike build, let me know in the comments. If you guys have any recommendations on parts you think I should put on this thing, also let me know. If you want to follow along with the build on the Instagram account, it's just at Project2Strokes, where I post everything before the videos come out. Other than that, if you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button, click that little bell next to the subscribe button so you can be notified whenever I post new videos. And give this video a thumbs up, share with your friends, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next video.